Master Sass, Winds of Change. Lloyd, Jay, Kai, Zane, Irene, and Cole flew out over the endless sea on their elemental dragons to find and capture the giant mutant fangfish that had been terrorizing fishing boats. Kai laughed as he zoomed past Lloyd. Getting ahead of yourself, Kai? I'm leading this charge, Lloyd called, flying after him. Kai yelped as Lloyd splashed him with water. Jay and Irene snickered. That's one way to cool off a hothead, Jay remarked. Hey, no one messes up my hair, Kai said, splashing water at Lloyd. He missed and got Zane instead. Cole laughed. You okay there, Zane? He called. Affirmative. It'll take more than a little water to take me out, Zane replied. Oh, what about a big fish? Jay asked, seeing a large shadow in the water. Incoming! Irene shrieked in surprise as the giant fangfish leaped out of the water. She dodged as the tail almost slapped her. There he blows! Cole yelled. Pixel says this is the one, Zane said. And now that he's taken the bait, let's reel him in and get him to the aquarium, Lloyd declared. Let me guess, Kai. You caught one that big once? Jay said. Heck no. He was twice the size, Kai joked. Whoa! He flew up as the fangfish lunged at him. He's almost as hungry as you, Cole, Jay teased. And twice as ugly as you, Jay, Cole fired back with a grin. Everyone snickered. It's time for the catch of the day. Inline formation, Lloyd ordered. They all lined up behind Lloyd. It's right behind us, Cole said. Now, Lloyd shouted, and they split apart as the fish jumped, getting it to land in a boat. The ninja cheered. Now that's what I call hook, line, and stinker, Jay laughed. Irene rolled her eyes. You're really making a splash with those jokes, aren't you? She kidded. She giggled as Jay splashed water at her. They took the fangfish back to the docks. Lloyd and Kai hung back as Zane, Cole, Jay, and Irene directed a crane to drop the fish into a large tank. It's working, Cole said. The fish was dropped into the tank, splashing cold water on everyone and making them scream. Did you pack an extra pair of underwear this time, Jay? Irene teased, wringing out her braid. Come on, Irene, that was one time, Jay complained, making Cole and Irene laugh. We should get a picture of this. I mean, we caught the biggest fish ever, Irene said, waving over a bystander and handing him a camera. Hey, you two gonna get in the picture? Jay called to Lloyd and Kai. No one's gonna believe this. Getting a picture. This is awesome. Back just a little further, Zane directed the guy with the camera. The guy backed up to the edge of the dock, snapping a picture just before he fell in the water. He screamed. Oh, great. Who's gonna believe us now? Jay complained as Irene made a force field around the man, lifting him out of the water. The fangfish splashed water over the side of the tank, drenching the ninja again. They took the fish to the aquarium, then headed back to the little tea shop Wu was trying to open. Steep Wisdom. Irene liked the name. It had so many meanings. The boys were laughing and chatting and making bad jokes about the fangfish they'd caught. I'm just saying, it was big, but I've seen bigger, Kai said as they landed in front of the shop. As big as your ego? Jay teased. Nah, his ego is bigger than any fish, Irene joked. As they entered, Wu held out a box. Ninja, you need to find customers, he said. No, hello, how's it going? Glad to hear you saved the day. Again? Jay asked. Yeah, Sensei, we're all a bit tired. You mind if we handle this tomorrow? Cole said. We all have a share if this business succeeds. How else do you expect me to be able to afford all your new uniforms? Wu said, setting the box down and opening it. Which reminds me, your new ones arrived. Irene shook her head in amusement as the boys eagerly crowded around the box. What do they look like now? Kai asked. New suits? Zane said. Sweet! Jay exclaimed. I bet they're off the hook, Cole said. They got a good look at the contents of the box. The boys seemed baffled by the t-shirts with the Steep Wisdom logo on the front. Those do not appear to be ninja uniforms. They resemble work attire, Zane said. Very observant, Zane. We must focus on furthering brand awareness, Wu said as he handed each of the ninja a shirt and a stack of flyers. And here are the flyers I want each of you to pass out in the city, he added. Ugh, if I have to pass all of these out, I may be the one passed out, Jay complained. Maybe then we get a little peace and quiet, Irene sassed. Why do you gotta pick on me? Jay said, giving her a light shove. As the ninja put on their work shirts and matching teapot-shaped hats, the phone rang. Oh, that could be our first order, Misako gasped, going to the phone. She shushed everyone and picked up. Steep Wisdom, how may we serve you? She said. Irene felt a cold chill down her spine. Aren't we going to look kind of dorky flying up on our power dragons with these on? Kai asked, looking down at himself. As opposed to every day, Irene muttered under her breath. Kai glared at her. You won't be flying on anything. We're selling tea, not magic, Wu said. Besides, you all have been relying a little too heavily on your elemental powers lately. Real powers come from the inside. It would be our honor, Sensei, Lloyd said. Thank you. I'll let him know right away, Misako said, hanging up. Is it a big order? Nia asked. It's the police. They've asked for Lloyd. There's been a break-in at the museum, Misako replied. The ninja gasped. Go on, I'll take your share, Cole said, taking Lloyd's stack of flyers. Thanks, I owe you one, Lloyd said, heading out. Aren't you going to kiss your mother goodbye? Misako asked with a smile. Mom, we've talked about this. I'll catch you on the way back, Lloyd said as everyone laughed a little. Remember, no powers, Wu reminded the ninja as they headed out. The boys groaned. As they headed out, Irene felt that chill again. Something bad is going to happen. She tugged on Zane's sleeve. Something is wrong. Can you cover for me? She whispered. Of course, sister. What's wrong? He asked in a low voice. Something bad is going to happen. I can't explain what exactly, but I have a bad feeling about the museum, she whispered. Zane nodded. Do what you must. Thanks, brother, she said, rushing off after Lloyd. Irene, what are you doing? Lloyd asked as Irene flew alongside him. I got the sense you might need backup. The others will be fine without me, she replied. Probably. Lloyd smiled. Glad you have my back, Irie. As the two of them walked into the museum, they were greeted by two cops, Noonan and O'Doyle. Well, looky here, the Green Ninja, and the Master of Illusion, too. I feel safer already, Noonan remarked. I got your call there was a break-in, Lloyd said. The night watchman over there had quite the scare. Doesn't remember a thing, O'Doyle said, gesturing to a man in his 50s sitting on a bench with a blanket around him. Hasn't been too helpful. Maybe you'll have better luck, Noonan said. Thanks, Lloyd said as he and Irene walked over to the night watchman. Can you tell us what happened, sir? Irene asked. What you remember of it, at least? The man didn't answer, didn't look them in the eye. He just sat there, breathing heavily. So you were on guard when it happened? Lloyd said. Can you show me what was stolen? He got no reaction from the guard. We're here to help you, Irene said. With a jolt, the guard jumped up and grabbed Lloyd's wrist, dragging him down the halls. Irene ran after them. The guard led them to a storage room and closed the door. I was knocked out. When I came to, I found the only thing stolen was something that wasn't even on display. Just a worthless old armor brassplate they call the Allied Armor of Azure, the guard finally said. Irene frowned. Something about the guard's voice seemed off, like it was someone else's voice. Why would a thief leave these priceless relics and just take that? Lloyd asked. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because when you're in trouble, they say it's got the power to summon allies, whether they be friends, foes, even spirits from the cursed realm, the guard said, sneakily reaching for a large sledgehammer. The cursed realm? My father's there, Lloyd gasped, ducking as the guard swung the hammer at him. Irene raised a force field in front of Lloyd to protect him from getting hit. The blanket fell off the guard's shoulders, revealing a piece of ancient-looking armor. The Allied armor! You stole it? Lloyd cries. So Wu chose you to be the beloved Green Ninja. Silly old man, the guard sneered. How do you know, Sensei? Irene demanded. And if you've got a bone to pick with me, maybe we can discuss things without weapons? Lloyd suggested. The guard attacked, but Lloyd and Irene dodged and he hit a stack of boxes instead. Hey! Lloyd cried as the boxes fell, pinning the guard to the ground. I don't want to hurt you, Lloyd said as he pushed the boxes aside. A transparent figure exited the guard's body and disappeared into a nearby portrait of Master Chen. What's going on? Someone was in my head, the guard moaned, his voice very different now. Irene helped him up. The portrait started to laugh. Lloyd grabbed it and smashed it on a statue of a hypnobrai. The figure then possessed the statue, and it started to move. Your powers are useless. You think you can hurt a ghost? I can possess anything, the mysterious figure shouted, wrapping the tail around Lloyd's body, trapping him. Irene rushed to help, but was caught in the statue's arms. The ghost dove into a pile of sand, possessing it. A human shape formed out of the sand with distinct features. When he was in my head, I saw his thoughts, the guard said desperately. The world will be cursed. You're a ghost from the cursed realm? But how did you escape? Lloyd cried. When your father opened a door, he should have been more careful what came out, the ghost replied with a chuckle. Irene's hands glowed, and she used chaotic energy to free herself and Lloyd from the statue. Hurry! The allied armor! Give it to me! Lloyd cried to the guard. The guard tossed it to him, but the ghost threw him out of the room and took the armor. Behind you! Irene warned. Lloyd turned and ducked just in time. You can't have the armor, he shouted. The armor's nice, but it's not the only thing I want to possess, the ghost said. What else do you want? Lloyd asked. The ghost leered at him. You! Irene stepped in front of Lloyd protectively. You want Lloyd? You gotta go through me, she declared. The ghost laughed. If you say so. He lunged. Irene gasped in shock as the ghost passed right through her, taking possession of Lloyd's body. Lloyd cried out, falling to his knees, trying to fight the ghost. Lloyd! Irene shouted. Foolish little girl. You weren't even supposed to come here, the ghost said from Lloyd's mouth. You get out of my friend right now, Irene demanded. Or what? You'll hit me? I'm in your precious green ninja's body. If you hurt me, you'll hurt him too, the ghost pointed out. I don't have to hurt you, just incapacitate you, Irene said. The ghost threw a punch at her, and she dodged, smacking him in the ribs. A powerful wind kicked up, and Irene had to put up a shield to protect herself. The ghost started punching at the shield, trying to wear her down. She dropped the shield, throwing him off balance and allowing her the space to kick him back. Let Lloyd go! She yelled. The ghost chuckled, a harsh, cruel sound. You're persistent, I'll give you that. You won't let me leave, not as long as you're able to fight, he said. He pushed her down to the floor, pinning her. So I'll have to put you out of commission. Irene managed to block the punch aimed at her head. She rolled out of the way of the next one. The ghost came at her with a vengeance, aiming a kick at her head. Irene cried out as he kicked her, and she fell to the floor. The ghost kept raining down blows on her, aiming at her head and her ribcage. She curled up into a ball, trying to protect herself. She braced herself as the ghost kicked at her head. Misako scooped tea leaves into a bag and handed it to the customer in front of her. I added a little something extra, she said, smiling at the woman. Jay, Cole, Zane, and Kai burst into the shop, panicked. Sensei! Zane cried. It's an emergency, Jay said. We need you, Kai added. It's important, Cole said. Boys, not so loud. Can't you see we have our first customer? Misako said, gesturing to the woman and her daughter. Wow, the real ninja! Oh, can you shock me? The child asked, her eyes wide with excitement. Not now, kid. Maybe later, okay? Jay told her. Where's Wu? He whispered to Misako. Sensei, Kai said as Wu came out of the back. Yes? Wu asked. The boys all started talking at once. We were getting the word out, and there was this wind, and our powers disappeared. You were using your powers? Wu said, enraged. Yeah, I know. We're terrible students, but what happened to our powers? Jay cried as a strong wind started to blow. If your powers are gone, something must have happened to. Wu's voice trailed off. It's Lloyd! The little girl called out, pointing to a figure in green approaching the shop, dragging a motionless lump of indigo behind him. I know that wind. That's not Lloyd, Wu whispered. Step aside, Lloyd demanded. Lloyd, what's wrong with you? Jay shouted. He noticed what, or rather who, Lloyd was dragging behind him. Is that Irene? What happened to her? She got in the way. I want a word with your master, Lloyd demanded. Whoa, Lloyd's gone through puberty, Jay gasped, hearing the strange, unfamiliar voice. What's gotten into him? Cole wondered. I sense some kind of foreign entity has taken over his body, so the question isn't what, but who's gotten into him, Zane said. Whoever you are, whatever beef you had with Sensei, you have with us. Give us back our friends, Kai shouted. The person who was not Lloyd, but an unknown entity in Lloyd's body just cracked his neck and laughed. How are we supposed to fight a friend? Cole asked. Let me show you, the unknown entity shouted, dropping Irene's limp form and lunging forward as Lloyd's skin turned a mottled green and his blonde hair turned black. He summoned a gust of wind. Great, we don't have powers, but he does, Jay complained, getting out of the way. We need to get Irene. She's hurt, Cole shouted. They charged at him, but he easily fended them off. Zane managed to get around him and ran to Irene. Pixel, analysis, he said. Multiple contusions and open wounds all over her body. Possible concussion and a few cracked ribs as well, Pixel reported. Zane carefully picked her up. Her eyes fluttered open for a brief moment. Zane? Lloyd, not good, she mumbled. Hold on, sister. We will help you, Zane assured. We may not have powers, but we still know a little thing called spinjitzu, Cole shouted. Ninja, go! The winds blew him off balance. So not only does he have powers, but he can control the wind too? Jay said in exasperation. Wu and Nia quickly rushed the mom and daughter to the pickup truck as the ninja kept fighting. They tried to attack with spinjitzu, but the wind was too strong. Our spinjitzu is worthless against the wind, Zane said, handing Irene to Cole and approaching the figure with a shuriken in hand. Shurikens? Cute. Try this on for size, the figure shouted, using the wind to break off the blades on the nearby windmill and sent it spinning towards the ninja. It hit Kai hard, knocking him down. Get up, please, the little girl begged. Ninja never quit. Kai got to his feet, and Misako came and got the little girl and her mother out of the area. The ninja screamed as they were tossed around. Cole curled himself tight around Irene to protect her from further injury. The figure walked into the shop. Get out, Nia ordered. Go stock some shelves before you get hurt, the figure mocked. I'll take you on any time, Nia declared, ready to fight. Stay back, Nia. It's me he wants, Wu said. Not you, just your father's staff, the figure said. I see you found the allied armor, Moro, yet you haven't summoned your friends, Wu said to the figure. Your pathetic students haven't given me a reason to, Moro replied. Hey, no one calls me pathetic, Jay yelled, having heard. You want the staff? Try to take it, Wu challenged. Moro lunged and they started fighting. You've gotten old. You used to be a great sensei. Now you're just a petty shopkeeper, Moro taunted. With age comes wisdom, Wu replied. Moro knocked the staff from his grip and it fell, rolling into some spilled tea leaves. Wu gasped when he saw the imprint in the spilled tea. A secret message engraved on the staff. The staff of the first Spinjitzu master, Moro declared, summoning it to his hand with a gust of wind. Nia pushed a shelf over on Moro, knocking him down. I do more than stock shelves, she said. Wu got his staff back. Yes, now we leave. To the barn, Nia shouted as they ran outside. I am not running away from Lloyd, Kai shouted. We will not win this fight today, Wu said as he followed Nia to the barn. Give me the staff, Moro screamed. Oh, is he crazy? Jay cried as he, Zane, and Cole ran to the barn carrying Irene. Foolish ninja, why would you try to take me on all by yourself? Moro demanded. Because I promised to look after Lloyd, Kai grunted. Where's my brother? Nia asked as they entered the barn. He's fighting the green ninja, Jay said. Alone, the boys said in unison. I know you're in there, Lloyd. Fight him, Kai said, grabbing hold of Moro. We gotta do something, Nia declared. The staff is getting away. Let go of me, Moro shouted. Only when you let go of Lloyd, Kai answered. The green ninja struggled in his grip. Kai, Lloyd said weakly. Huh? Kai was shocked. Help me, Lloyd pleaded. Lloyd, is that you? Kai said. The anchor of the Destiny's Bounty snagged his belt and lifted him into the air. Wait, let me go, he cried. A perfect wedgie, Cole remarked. I saw Lloyd, Kai shouted as they pulled him on board. Moro managed to regain control. You won't get away that easy, he snarled, pulling the ship back with a blast of wind. We have to go back, Kai cried. Sorry, brother, that's what I'm trying to avoid, Nia replied. Oh no! She fell, but managed to catch hold of the railing before she went over the side. Give me your hand, Kai shouted, reaching for her. He pulled her back up to the wheel. I've got it, she cried, pulling a lever. The engines flared as the ship accelerated, flying away from Moro. Whew, that was close. The coast is clear, Nia said. Spill it, Sensei. What just happened back there, and what have they done to my friends? Jay demanded. He gestured to Irene, still unconscious in Cole's arms. Yeah, Sensei, who was that? Cole asked. Wu sighed. You five were not my first pupils. There was one before you, he admitted. The ninja were shocked. Moro, the master of wind. Okay, now those lights scare me. We got something on our six, Nia said. Looks like your master of wind just caught his second wind. Behind them, Moro came flying on a corrupted elemental dragon.